Hey-o! All right, here we go, guys. Take two. You know, when we started the Freaks Fridays of football, didn't it just seem like it was last week when we started this freaking season? Now we're halfway through the NFL. Longhorns have been out of the chase for the NCAA championship for, first week of the season. How's everything going, guys? Everything good?
It's great.
Goes by super fast. The NFL and college season goes by super fast.
Richie
just comes and goes.
A paint-by-numbers camera with his fuzziness right now. That's awesome. What's going on, Richie? What is happening with you?
I think Richie's right, as what he said about 10 minutes ago to us, that there's something going on with StreamYard or whatever platform we are using at this moment, because we have a delay and we also have video issues right now. Because, Kenny, your mouth is not synced, at least on my view, is not synced with what I'm seeing.
I don't know what the hell that means. I mean, Richie, again, this is awesome.
Yeah. Richie's Commodore 64.
True. Henley could paint a better picture of Richie right now and his fuzziness.
Can we do that?
This is horrible.
Wow.
All right, let's Richie, go ahead. I'm going to kick your ass out of the All right, Richie, just kick yourself out. We'll bring you back here in the Freak Nation. What's going on, man? Coming up in about 15 minutes, Josh Weinfuss. Good to get him back in the Freak Nation. ESPN insider for your Arizona Cardinals. We try not to make this as Phoenix-centric as our daily sports talk radio show, but with what the Cardinals are doing, whether it's sleight of hand, regardless of what you think the Cardinals and how they're doing this, I felt we needed to address it and find out how the Cardinals are where they are at this point with the best record in the National Football League. None of us, I don't care who you are, Crasher, none of us thought they'd be doing this.
No, nobody did. And it's about time, wherever you watch us blab our jaws, it's about time you pay attention to the Arizona Cardinals, because they will be a factor in one way, shape, or form in the playoffs. So start to get to know them. Hello, Cardinals.
We've got our freaking six-pack of picks coming up. We probably also have a bill that's due with our cable, or it's not our cable, but our freaking internet system, because Richard C. Suave still can't chime in. But that's okay. That's how we'll roll.
He's going to try. He's going to try.
I mean, look at this. Bam! That's so badass.
Oh, Richie, man, he's looking awfully round
this
morning.
Yeah. And I will say this. Maybe it also has something to do with, I'll be going to my first Arizona Cardinals game for the 2021 season. My daughter's, she is freaking stoked.
Why didn't we bring the hot box up here? I should go get the hot box.
The hot box.
Hop box.
Oh.
D-hop.
Got it. Well, what about when we go into break?
Yeah. I'm going to go get it then.
11 minutes, you can go get it then.
Because we need to show the hop box. I think D-Hop is amazing for doing what he's doing. And that's all I'm going to say for right now.
Richie, did you have any idea that DeAndre Hopkins has his own cereal?
Yes.
Oh.
You've seen the hop box. Yes.
I know of it. I haven't seen it in stores or anything, but I know it was a thing.
It is a thing. We went down to awesome. Mount Lemon yesterday. Down to a mountain. We drove down to Tucson, then up to Mount Lemon, and in that time, our daughter sat in the back seat and colored the back of. We're sitting there talking about it, Crasher.
I know. It's amazing. That's why I want to bring the hot box up here.
Just go get it. All right, I just took you off. We'll get it, Crash.
Okay.
What Crash is going to get you, Freak Nation? It's incredible. I had no idea. Richie acts like he knows every freaking thing. I have no idea if he actually believed it or not. But DeAndre Hopkins, all-world receiver with the Arizona Cardinals, has a box of cereal out. It's a Cheerios, Honey Nut, Oat Cheerios type box that it looks like he and his mom put together that we got at Fry's. And on the back of it, there is a a cartoon. I don't. What do you say? What do you say, Richie? And if you want not a cartoon, you're gonna color a color. What am I trying to say here, man?
A coloring page.
Yeah. Color. There you go. Because you usually say coloring book. This is a coloring page. It's the back of the cereal. And if you get picked, you've got to tag D-Hop and something else with a hashtag. And if you get picked, you get some autographed material, swag from DeAndre Hopkins. So my daughter's pretty excited. She's got a D-Hop jersey, she's got a Kyler Murray jersey, and a Larry Fitzgerald jersey. Of course, doesn't wear the Larry Fitzgerald jersey anymore. Very rarely wears the Kyler Murray, but she does wear the D-Hop jersey that I kind of muffed up ironing the number 10 on the back.
I was going to say, the Larry Fitzgerald and the Kyler Murray are legit jerseys. The D-Hop jersey is just kind of like a fun one. Hey, make whatever you want out of it. What are you doing?
I'm getting that little solar flare out of there.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, the D-Hop jersey is not a legit NFL jersey. But
let's see the box, Crasher.
Okay. Here is Henley's Hop box.
Oh, look at that.
She made him look fine.
Look at that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? I mean, look. She's got the contrast in the vest, the shirt, the collar.
Hop's looking good there.
Right?
Yes, he is.
Bang. It's badass, huh?
I know. I like it. Good job, Henley.
And read the side of it.
Oh,
Crasher.
yeah. This is way cool. Our mission, and when he says our, he means he and his mother. Our mission is to empower, educate, and equip survivors of domestic violence through acknowledging, preparing, and affirming their whole selves. We implement this mission through innovative, individualized, and impactful programming that meets the needs of our survivors. Yes. Thank you very much. I love this.
It's badass. Mm-hmm. And she's supposed to hashtag something and then tag D-Hop on Twitter, right?
Yeah, tag D-Hop and hashtag Hotbox.
Cool.
Not Hotbox like Kenny thought I was saying.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I'm not talking about farting under the sheets.
Cool.
Come on. I'm just not. I'm not talking. It's Hopbox.
All right. Well, as we stated in the title here, this is where the wise guys come to educate themselves on where the numbers are going over the weekend.
Absolutely.
And Richie, I believe you so kindly put it together that we may be able to show some of those numbers currently as they stand. We've got our 6-pack of picks, which again we'll be including the Cardinals. Will I be on board with the Cardinals this time? I don't think. Have I? I think I picked the Cardinals once and I lost.
No, I don't even think you've picked them once.
I think I did.
Yeah, really?
I think I did. Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, well, we got our 6-pack of picks before we get into Josh Weinfuss. Richie, what do we got?
Well, first of all, let's go back to last week real quick. I actually was able to do the research here.
Appreciate that.
And take a look back at that's this week. Sorry. There we go. Mm-hmm. That's how last week looked, everybody.
Nice.
Look at Kenny.
We did 3 NFL games, and we also picked the winners of each of the 3 top series of NASCAR. Kenny has Crash has no clue what's going on in the NFL. Apparently, 0 for 3 in the NFL.
No, that totally makes sense. Yeah.
Kenny went 1 of 6. I went 4 and 2, and Crash nailed 2 of the champions in NASCAR with Ben Rhodes and Kyle Larson, which I also won money on Kyle Larson this past weekend. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Well done.
Who did I pick? Did I pick Kyle Busch? Did I pick Kyle Busch to win the damn?
Busch wasn't even in it, Kenny.
You picked Truex
to win the race. To win the race.
Oh no, but we weren't doing race.
Oh,
picks.
that's right. I picked Truex. Got it. Well, okay.
So there you go. Once again, I dominate when it comes to NFL picks. I've been on a roll. I think I'm like 6 for my last 6 on this show in terms of picking NFL games. So if you want to make money, apparently you got to listen to me. You don't listen to the wise guys. Listen to me, and I'll win you some money. And hopefully, I'm doing that again this weekend.
Richie, is that an apartment that you're in, or is that a house that you own?
It does not matter. Picks are picks are picks.
Richie's just one of those guys, man. When he sucks ass, he won't admit it. But man, I got swept this week. Come on, man. I'm about to come on the boat.
Isn't that what most people do?
Yes,
yeah,
I do.
It's called it's a humble brag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All good.
All right, man. Let's get to our picks. I want to get to Weinfuss here in about 5 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, let's start in the NFL. And we will start with the AFC.
Okay.
The Cleveland Browns, minus Odell Beckham Jr., who is now with my Los Angeles Rams, I have a whole entire rant about that, but I'm not going to do it on this show. They're playing the Patriots.
No. I want to hear it because I feel like the Rams are doing everything possible to try to steal this division away from the Cardinals.
We don't have time. We can do it next week. We can do it next. We have shows next week to do it. Because I don't think Odell's going to play on Monday, but who knows? We'll see. Anyway, yeah, Browns and Patriots is the first game. The Patriots at home here. They are 2.5-point favorites against the Odell-less Cleveland Browns. I am taking Bill Belichick and the Patriots in this one. Mac Jones has impressed me this year. He's played pretty well as he continues his development. So I will take the Patriots over the Browns.
I'm still taking the Browns because I don't think Odell was necessarily a factor in them.
Oh, he wasn't.
He really wasn't, no.
Yeah. So I'm still taking the Browns.
I'm taking the Browns in this one, and I may regret that because I'm liking, you're right, Richie, what I'm seeing out of that QB.
For the Pats.
Mac. And you know what this team reminds me of? Like some early championship Patriots teams where it's a bunch of no-names getting it done for the Patriots. But I'm still taking the Browns. I have no idea why. I really don't.
Next game is, I think, going to be a fascinating game. Russell Wilson returns for the Seattle Seahawks coming up this weekend. They are on the road in Green Bay against the Aaron Rodgers-less Green Bay Packers. Hopefully Jordan Love's parents or mom and girlfriend get a much better seats this weekend than they did in Kansas City. I'll just put that on the table. The Packers are actually 3.5 point favorites here. And anytime Russell Wilson is getting points, I feel like that was a lock to take Russell Wilson on the point. So I am once again, I'm taking the underdog here. I'm taking the Seahawks plus 3.5.
Ooh.
Same. But I did choose that, right? I need to go back and look at my text thread. Yeah.
Pretty sure you did.
Because after whatever mess happened with Green Bay last week, come on. Ugh. Massive fail.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick a favorite here without any detailed reason why, other than the defense that the Green Bay Packers has. Russell Wilson, I'm almost back to 100%. What do you expect him to say? I'm almost back to 70%? No, he's going to say I'm almost back to 100. I'm at 99%. I'm taking the Pack in this. But still, is it with 3.5 favorite?
3.5 points, right. Yes. And then, of course, the big game of the weekend for the Arizona Cardinals, across the street from me at State Farm Stadium, hosting the Carolina Panthers, who, if I'm not mistaken last year, guys, the Carolina Panthers and Matt Rule, as a rookie head coach, beat the Arizona Cardinals last year. So, the Cardinals are 10.5 point favorites here. Cam Newton is now back with the Carolina Panthers.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. How about that crazy day in the NFL yesterday? We had Cam Newton back to the Panthers and again OBJ to the Rams yesterday. But and I believe P.J. Walker is still scheduled to be the starter for the Carolina Panthers, who last I checked prior to this season was in the XFL last year before it folded. So
you know what? Go ahead, Richie.
No, yeah, he played. He was a Houston Roughnecks.
Right.
A player last year in the XFL. My Siri just went off. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but my Siri just went off. That stinks. But anyway, yeah, Cardinals and Panthers. Cards are 10.5 point favorites.
Cards for sure. Yes, Kenny, I don't understand how you're not taking the Cardinals in this one. With it being at home, the Panthers just haven't shown enough to prove that they could do anything. The Cardinals, even without all their weapons last week, still crushed it. How can you not take them with 10.5? How? It's
a big spread. 10.5
It is big,
where
but
do
it's
I
going to
start?
happen.
Typically, I don't bet games when there is a double-digit favorite. 2, this is the return of Hassan Reddick. I think this might be a hell of a game. Again, Hassan Reddick's one of your top linebackers in the National Football League as we speak, playing for $6 million a year. That's probably on the verge of getting a high-dollar contract after this year with the Carolina Panthers or somewhere. I'm going with the Panthers in this, not necessarily saying they're going to win, Crasher, but that 10.5 points, I'm taking the Panthers. And Richie, you're right. PJ is starting. Cam Newton, they're trying to do their best to get him up to speed. But we don't have confirmation on Kyler being the starting quarterback for your Cardinals, which, again, I don't understand why they would even consider it at this point.
They shouldn't.
But
Colt was quite serviceable last week. All good.
Indeed.
Cardinals are 7-2 against the spread.
Yep, it's
this
incredible.
season.
Unlike the Chiefs.
I am taking the Cardinals. They have proven to me that when they have double-digit spreads this year, they usually beat those spreads. So I'm taking the Cardinals minus 10.5. I think they absolutely smoke the Carolina Panthers this weekend. I know I've said that before when teams smoke other teams, but believe me on this one, they will win by 2 touchdowns.
Believe me on this one. I'm Richie. I'm in my dark closet in my apartment. Believe me.
He's going minus 14.
All right, let's run through NCAA football quickly.
Yes, Big 12, Oklahoma at Baylor, 2 top 25 teams. Baylor, 5.5-point home underdogs in this game.
Crasher?
I went Oklahoma, but I really don't have a legitimate reason why. I'm kind of trusting Vegas on this one more than anything, so yeah.
Oklahoma and their record in Waco, Texas is pretty stellar.
Oh.
It's only 5.5 points. Absolutely. Oklahoma all the way.
All right, ASU at Washington. As there are some Sun Devil fans out there who I see that they're still trying to speak into existence the fact that if ASU goes undefeated the rest of the season and Oregon makes the the championship 4, that ASU can make the Rose Bowl.
Right.
But anyway,
Really?
ASU's 5.5-point favorites in this game. I'm taking the Sun Devils. Oh, by the way, I'm also taking Oklahoma in that first game too. But I'm taking the Sun Devils. Minus 5.5.
Crasher?
Yeah, I went back and forth on this one, but I am going to go Washington, and I'm going to cite weather, and I'm going to cite. I'm just not confident in ASU. That's just flat
I don't
out.
blame you, Crash. Neither am I, to be honest.
And it's in Washington. I should have checked the weather like it really freaking matters.
It does sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Washington in this.
And finally, Purdue at Ohio State. The Buckeyes, 21-point favorites, and that's a big spread, but I am taking the Buckeyes in this one.
Man.
They have the advantage of it being at home, but they have been so inconsistent this year. I don't trust that 21 points at all. Purdue all the way.
That
was 3 at alls.
Whoa, that's 3 at alls. Wise guys, look into it.
I know.
Bang. Shall we roll? Yeah, Purdue for me. 3 touchdowns. Again, I know it's college, and I know it's Ohio State, but no, I'm taking Purdue in this. How's that look? How's that shape up there? Richie, look at you taking ASU. Whoa. Snorkel Fest 99 in those 2021. Jesus.
I gotta ride my Sun Devils, man. If I don't pick ASU, I get my Sun Devil card revoked. I believe they just come and take my diploma away from me, which
Is
is
that how it works?
Yeah, it's literally sitting, I believe, like 5 feet to my right over here, tucked away in a closet.
Has anybody seen Antonio Pierce?
He's there.
Is it? I thought
on
he
the
was still
sidelines.
suspended. I thought he was still suspended.
No, he was never suspended.
I thought that he was suspended for several games. Antonio Pierce is still there?
He's still there because they're still investigating. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was booted, man. Holy smokes. Still investigating. What? Why do these do you think they already have the results of this investigation and they're just waiting to the tail end of the season to drop it?
It takes a while. These things take forever. How long did the Sean Miller thing take? It literally took 2+ years before we figured out what the hell was going on there, and he finally lost. Right. He finally got fired because U of A basketball wasn't doing too well on the court anyway. So these things take time.
Well, and think about this though, if Herm Edwards was sitting at 1 loss, maybe 2 losses, it'd be a different scenario versus where they are now. And you're right, you hit on something with Sean Miller and that crap box record that he had at the time. I just wonder if things would have been different. If the faculty, the board members would have put up a much bigger fight to keep Sean versus like, bro, it's enough already. Your team is average at best. Your recruiting process blows. We're looking for Josh Weinfuss. He should be joining us here momentarily. Cardinals Insider. How in the hell are the Cardinals doing this? Sleight of hand. Not sure what the hell's going on with the Cardinals. Just, again, with 1 lot, they have the best record in the National Football League. You still hear the Florios of the world that still are not buying Cliff Kingsbury, which is part of the process that I go through every week when we feature the Cardinals in our six-pack of picks. But let's take a break, come back, and we'll be joined by Josh Weinfuss.
Whiny.
All right.
She has small hands, so she can really get in your mouth.
Our older patients have a lot of spunk.
She's even gone as far as to floss them sometimes for me.
I won the Crest Elderly Service Award for excellence in dentistry. It spurs you on to pay attention to the geriatric population.
I've asked Cammie if are my teeth going to last me the rest of my life, and she said, oh, yes.
I would give her the Supreme Award for taking care of old men like me.
Have you heard about Lucas Brake Parts Cleaner? Lucas Brake Parts Cleaner is made of the highest quality components, giving you superior performance and leaving no residue. How do you apply this? You apply Lucas Brake Parts Cleaner liberally to the parts that need to be cleaned. You'll eliminate brake fluid, grease, dust, and dirt components. We know a little bit about that here in the desert, I'd say. And basically what that does is that makes you a happy driver, because now your brake noise is gone and your performance has gone up. Boom.
Man, we go back, way back with that Crest commercial.
22 years, baby.
Bang.
It looks like 42 years ago, but I digress.
See, that's the advantage of having someone that's been in this business for so damn long.
Oh, we talking about your history?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, okay. How long has it been?
You know what? Sometimes it concerns me that my history in the media has been so damn long.
Oh.
Josh Weinfuss, my goodness, man. The bricks are behind you. You must be at Cardinals headquarters. Is that right?
I sure am.
Look at that.
Woohoo!
It's been a while, guys.
I know. It's been way too long. What I really want to know is, has your daughter gotten in on the hot box?
Oh, no, she is not.
Really?
Look at Josh's face.
I didn't know what you were talking about at first, but no, but yeah, Daddy Hopkins cereal. No, she has not gotten in on it. She doesn't really eat a lot of cereal, so I don't know if we're going to go that route, to be honest with you. But if I ever see it in the grocery store, maybe we'll check it out.
Here's the deal. Henley doesn't eat cereal very often either, but she loves herself some DeAndre Hopkins. So when Kenny saw the hot box, what was this at, Kenny? Fries? He decided she had to color this. And so, as you can tell, the cereal's out. But yes, she has taken this to color. Yes.
You don't want to see my daughter color right now, so we'll leave that for a year or two.
It's okay. Outside the lines is part of art.
That's true. It's very abstract.
Hey, Josh, we have missed you, but now that we've created this crazy YouTube, Twitch, and eventual Facebook Live channel, we thought we'd bring you in to help us decipher, is it sleight of hand, or should I actually be looking for a ladder to get on the Cardinals bus with the best record in the National Football League?
I'd get a one of those like ladders that like rises itself, whatever you call those things, Where am I? Right
A self-rising ladder?
A cherry picker?
Yeah, a cherry picker, yeah. That's what I would do. I mean, I think this team is legit. Like, I think this is as good, if not better in some ways, than the 2015 team that went to the NFC Championship game. So I don't think this is just hyperbole. I think this is real. Like, everything that's being said about this team is legit. And here's the thing, like I said it before the season, I tweeted out, this offense looked just as good as it did in 15. It had the pieces. I had that same feeling watching them during camp that I did back then. The defense to me was, a lot of people try to discredit this defense because of how it played the last couple of years, but it had the players, and players win games, right? Players make plays, as they say, but it had the pieces to win. And I think Vance Joseph is in the best position he's been in his career. He's the head coach of a defense, basically. And to me, they have all the pieces. They really do. I think the only thing that's going to stop themselves at this point is themselves.
Okay, they do have all the pieces, but not all the pieces are playing right now. So granted, the Panthers, I think that's still going to be a win, but how do you expect them to get around some of this craziness, as pretty much every team does have to do at this time of the year?
Yeah, this is that one time year, or mid-November where teams start to get really beat up. They just need to figure out ways to win with all the injuries that they have right now, right? If they can do that and they can get through to early middle December, I think they'll be fine. They have the bye week coming up in 2 weeks,
Oh, right.
3 weeks. So, you can get through, the Panthers this week, Seahawks next week. You're into the bye. And, Cliff Kingsbury, I asked him about it today, actually. He said, this offseason that he had learned so much about coming off the first 2 byes of his career with the Cardinals that he was going to give everyone the week off. And he said, I asked him, so it was still the plan today, actually. He said that, they're not going to do a lot of football activities, maybe a couple of workouts, but they're going to stay away from football for a week. And he hopes that's kind of the recipe for a win after a bye, because they played really bad after byes. Mm-hmm. But even if they do come off and lose to the Bears that week, the fact that they're getting a week of rest, maybe even 2 weeks of rest, it will be massive, because you're basically resetting a team to make a playoff push. And a team that had a bye, the first half of the season, you're going 8 or 9, maybe more straight games, then into the playoffs. That could be taxing on a body. So the Cardinals are actually in a really, really good place. You had the Thursday night game, Halloween through that long weekend, a few games, a bye, and then a few more games, 4 or 5 games, and then you're into the playoffs. Like, this is working out perfectly for them.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the Cardinals themselves anymore. I mean, after last week's win, I just became a full believer. It's like you just said, find a way to win, and they're doing that somewhat easily. But I am this is the time of year also that I start to worry about other teams and how other teams are adding to their weapons. And do the Rams kind of shock you right now, or is there another team out there that the Cardinals really need to keep their eye on?
No, I think it's the Rams. I really do. I don't think the Packers are going to be that much of an issue, despite them winning. I mean, the Cardinals win that game if there's not a miscommunication between DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray and AJ Green. I think the Rams, what we're seeing them do is panic a little bit, right? They know how good the Cardinals are. Sean McVay knows Cliff Kingsbury very well, so he understands what level of football they're playing right now, and he knows that they need to get certain pieces to beat them, and that's to me, that's exactly why they went out and get Von Miller and they signed Odell Beckham. They need to win the West, or they need to be up there in the NFC so they can have home field for a game or two, and then they can probably face the Cardinals. Possibly, we don't know how the playoffs are going to fold out, but that's kind of the team to beat right now. So everything's geared towards beating them and getting to the Super Bowl.
Josh Weinfuss, of course, back here in the Freak Nation. It's been over a year since we've had Josh Weinfuss here in the Freak Nation, so it's good to get him back in here. And, Josh, I want to ask about Vance Joseph here, because I believe it was earlier this week where Cliff Kingsbury just flat out came out and said he expected Vance Joseph to get a head coaching job next season. But in the several seasons that Vance has been with this team, how have you seen the defense kind of coalesce behind Vance Joseph and really start to believe in what he's preaching? Because I cannot tell you how shocked I am about the job Vance Joseph has done with this defense over the last several seasons. Because I remember Kenny and Crash and myself, after that first season, when they were the worst defense in the league, we were like, Vance Joseph is in over his head, right? Like, it's incredible what he's done with this team, even more so than what Cliff Kingsbury's done, in my opinion.
I don't know about that. I think what Cliff's done with his team is pretty damn impressive. I think, here's the thing, we all knew Vance Joseph was a great defensive mind, right? There's no doubt about it. He's always been, right? Throughout his career, he's always been a really, really good, if not great, defensive mind. That first year, though, I mean, anytime you come into a situation off a 3-13 record, it's going to be a mess. And that's what it was. The roster was a disaster. Personnel was obviously a mess. There wasn't a lot of good here when they got here, right? So then Vance comes in, he starts to see things click kind of late in that first year, and that second year you really started to see things, which was last year, see things get going. And then he adds a couple more pieces every year, and then a couple more pieces, and obviously, now he has this roster that is from top to bottom. It's really hard to find a lot of weaknesses. I've tried, and it's really hard. Defensive front, deep, very deep. So they could absorb the hit of a J.J. Watt. Middle of the defense, young but talented. And then you don't let Jordan Hicks walk. You kind of give him that, he's that complimentary piece. The cornerbacks obviously were a concern, but they're playing very good. The secondary, with Buddha, he's kind of an anchor, but that secondary's been solid last couple of years. Jalen Thompson, Deontay Thompson, Chris Banjo. So, going back to your point, like that first year was awful. but you can't really totally judge a guy on his first year, right? And we also had to do with Cliff, no doubt about it. But when you don't have the roster that you need, we saw this with Steve Wilkes, right? He didn't have the roster to run his defense, and look what happened. No different with Vance Joseph, but he was given time, and he knew he had 3 years to work. And obviously, Vance Joseph is a better defensive mind than Steve Wilkes is. And but you couple that with the roster, and this is what you get. You get a really good defense, and you get a guy who's basically poised to be a head coach next season because of what he's doing here. Guys love him. Everyone says he's very he's acting like a head coach, but not in a stuck up way where that's how a lot of guys end up becoming before they become a head coach. He's been there. He understands what that's like, and he's just, he's a leader. He talks to guys. He sits guys down and has conversations with them. He sits with them during meals. He relates to them. That's all going to come into play when the hiring season begins.
Will Kyler Murray play this weekend, or should he play this weekend?
Those are two very different questions. I think he will end up playing. That's just my gut. Should he play? In my opinion, no. I would sit him this week, make sure the ankle's completely healthy, get that win against Seattle next week, and then go into the bye. Let him rest for a couple more weeks. But I think if he's ready to go, because I think Cliff King's very brought up today. You need to win every game you can win in the NFL, and that's true. They need to go to 9-1. They do, and they for both themselves. Well, obviously for themselves, but to kind of keep that distance in the division and the conference. So you need that win. Especially against an NFC team, but you really need to win against the NFC West team next week. So you don't want to, get him re-injured, but at the same time, you do need to win some ball games at this point.
Josh, this is where I think I'm going to answer my own question, or at least come to a conclusion as I bring this up, where there was every single game where the Cardinals won, I found an excuse. Whether it was the Rams just looked at this game like it's going to be a walk, the Titans weren't prepared, Seattle didn't have Russell. I could go on and on and on, but you look at what the Cardinals had done previous to this, those games they would have lost. They're winning the games that they're supposed to win, and even the games that they're not supposed to win, they are winning. And I that's why it's tough for me to put my finger on where this is coming from. I can only imagine Cardinals fans that are true Cardinals fans where they don't buy into what the team's telling them, they just buy into what they see on the field. Because I couldn't buy them. And I've got to learn to start buying them because I know who still runs the team. Cliff Kingsbury, I know he's still your head coach. But at the same time, there's some type of formula that's come about in all of this. Is it just, to use Richie's word, coalesce, that all these things have come together this year to where it should shut people up like me that had such a negative view of how this team was run and how they put this thing into process? Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack there, Kenny.
I'm sorry.
There's a lot to unpack there.
I'm sorry. I want to buy this team. I want to buy it. I really do.
Well, let's start with this. It's not that they're winning. It's that they're winning big, right? They're scoring 30 points a game. So you're not just getting by. You're dominating teams. You're holding teams to under 20 points. This isn't your grandfather. This isn't your father's. This isn't your older brother's Cardinals, right? Very different team right now. So there's that part of it. But to me, the reason for all of this is Kyler Murray. Okay? The development we've seen out of him going from year 2 to year 3 has been noticeable, right? But in one specific way especially. His ability to check at the line of scrimmage has given him so much more freedom and ability to do what he wants with this offense. It's his now, right? It's his. Cliff can call it all he wants, but this is his. He does whatever he wants to it. He runs whatever he wants. He checks into whatever he wants. He's making this his own scheme. And with doing that, he's both responsible for it, but he's also executing it. And I think that can't go that's flying under the radar a little bit because everyone wants the big sexy storylines, but it's nuts and bolts inside baseball with him. And what he's doing is just, to me, it needs to be included in the MVP conversation because to do that at this age and have that much success doing it, that's very impressive to me.
And let's just get back to all those people in the conversation. He's too short. He's too little.
There's a massive bug over here. Sorry.
Oh,
why don't you show it? With a spy?
It is. It's a Murray spy.
Bam.
Hey. Check that out. That's a sexy shot.
I see a
What
chair.
is
I don't see a. Where's the bug?
I don't
Where
see
is
the
it?
bug. Oh, yeah, green stick. Yeah. Camera up a little bit.
Breaking it down.
That's massive.
Josh Weinfuss,
We're good
botanist
over here.
from ESPN.
We are good over here.
Okay, well, Josh, I'll let you get the hell out of here. I know you got some things to do.
you're fine.
But see, this is where my
Smashing
my
bugs.
Cardinal cynicism comes from, is where they shouldn't start Kyler Murray this weekend.
Save him. Save him.
Because my thought process is this is where Cardinals become the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray re-injures his ankle, and he's out for the rest of the season. Let him go another week. Let him go through the. We don't need another win.
We don't need to be 9-1.
No, we don't. Let it. This is where the whole Cardinals cynicism comes from, man.
I disagree. I think they do need to be 9-1 because I think it starts to separate them more from the pack. And I think that you don't want to give the pack a chance to catch up, right? They saw what happened last year. But that goes kind of back to your first point. Like, you also saw him get beat up a ton last year and keep getting hurt. So you also don't want that to happen, right? So it's a tricky situation, right? What do? Do you go for the win? But here's the thing: you can win with Colt McCoy. You saw that,
Right.
and the Niners are probably a better team than the Panthers. So do you rely on him again for another week? Like you said, I would do that, right? I would say we're playing Colt one more week. Kyler, you just rest, and then we go from there. But I mean, it's not my choice. I don't get paid those big bucks.
Well, man, it's good to see you, Josh. Do you dye your hair?
Yeah, you two guys. Do I dye my hair?
Man, you
No,
just look
I don't dye
good.
my hair.
You just look damn good, man.
I will say this. I did notice my beard looking real thick right now. It's looking good.
That thing. God, I mean, it looks.
Do your kids like to play with it?
Yes.
Do they?
And depending on the hour, my daughter either loves it or hates it.
Bang.
Depending on the hour. Oh, that's a girl, right? Depending on the hour.
Literally. I mean, I'll ask her before dinner, do you like my beard? She's like, no. And then during dinner, I'm like, do you like my beard? She's like, yeah, I love your beard. Okay. It's a 3-year-old. It's a 3-year-old girl. Like, it's the best of all the worlds.
She needs to do a D-Hop box. Just saying.
Boom.
Well, I might have to go get her one.
Josh, thanks for doing this last minute, man. We appreciate your work, and we'll
Anytime,
continue to
guys.
pimp what you're doing, buddy, all right?
I appreciate it. I miss you guys.
Yes.
All right, go get your work done, all right?
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Josh Weinfuss here in the Freak Nation. Always good to see J-Dub.
Dub. I know, I do miss him.
Me too.
I can't believe this girl's already 3.
That was awesome. That was about 20 minutes with Josh. Gosh, how do I not buy what he's selling?
Because you've been on the denial train for so long, but you have legitimate reasons to be on that train. But now it's just start enjoying what is good and what is reality. The reality is a little different than it was last year, the year before that. So just enjoy it.
Like I
The
said,
poll is out. Check out the poll at Kenny and Crash on Twitter right now.
Nah.
Should
Cool.
Kyler Murray start this weekend?
like it.
Freak yes, hell no.
Cool. All right, man. We'll do it again on Monday, Freak Nation. Again, we've moved to at least 30 minutes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. A little deeper. Liking this thing, Crasher sporting her.
We can
lovely-
keep going for another hour. I have lots of
could.
thoughts about Red Taylor's version that dropped.
And I still want to hear your Rams take.
No.
Wow.
See what my Cowboys did against Denver? Denver had the ball like 6 weeks, and the Cowboys had it for 13 minutes. All right. All right, man. We'll do it again. Have a good weekend, Freak Nation. All right, here we go, guys. Take 2.